Hey everybody, it's Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game called The Good Shepherd. The Good Shepherd is a game for 2 to 6 players from BibleGameCentral.com. Ages 6 and up, plays in about 15 minutes. Again, I'm not sure who the designer is on this one. All I know is the publisher. And effectively what you're doing in this is you are trying to, you have 3 cards in your hand, and you're trying to get a sheep and a pasture, maybe other sheep, to score points. The trick here is, if the game ends and you only have a sheep or a pasture and not both, you don't score any points. There's also wolves that are going to come. There's stampedes, there's some sparrows that are going to let you look at other people's cards, and people are going to be playing sundown to speed the game along because maybe they have a good hand and they want it to end. That's what the game is. I just told you the rules, but let's go down to the table. Check it out. Alright, so here's the game of the Good Shepherd, all set up for 2 players. Another easy setup. You take the cards, you shuffle them, you deal each player 3 cards. So I'm going to play as this player. I'll put all my cards face up, and I can kind of talk you through what happens on my turn. Okay, so these are my 3 cards. So on your turn, what you're going to do is you're going to draw a card. So I draw a card and I add it to my hand. Then I have one of 4 options that I can do. I can just discard a card, and I'll explain why all this matters in a minute. I can play a wolf card or a stampede card. I don't have any of those. I can play a sundown card, which I do have, or I could play a sparrow card, which I also don't have. Sundown cards are basically going to be the end game trigger in a 2-player game. When a 2 or 3 player game, when 3 of these are played, game's over. So what you're trying to do is, in your hand, because you're going to keep all these 3 cards in your hand, you're trying to get a sheep and a pasture to score the most points before the game end condition happens. So the way that this works, I draw a card. Now, I don't want to play this yet. I want to keep the highest points in my hand, which is this 9-point sheep. So I'm going to discard, for my action, the 2-point sheep. So I now have these 3 sheep in my hand. Then it's this player's turn. I'll look at their cards, but I won't show you. They're going to draw a card, and they're going to play the wolf card on me. So what happens when you play the wolf is the player who played the wolf gets to pick 1 card from your hand and then give that player a card. So what they're going to do is they blindly pick one. They'll take, let's just shuffle it and it'll be random. So they're going to randomly take a card. They can keep the card that they pick, or they can give me something else. They will keep that. And then they have to give me a card. And they're going to give me a shepherd. A shepherd will defend against a wolf or a stampede. So they're going to protect you. And then these cards are now going over here. They have their 3 cards. And the wolf can get discarded. All right, then back to me. I now have a sparrow. And I'm going to play the sparrow over here. And that lets me look at this player's cards. So then I'll look at them. So you guys will get to see them too. Ooh, so they actually have the win conditions. You need to have a sheep and a pasture. So if the game ended right now, they would win because they actually have a pasture. So this will get discarded and these will go back down. So I know that they have another wolf coming. But I have a shepherd. So I'm not scared. I just don't want to discard my shepherd. All right. This player's turn. They're going to draw a card. They're just going to discard because they know I have a shepherd, so there's no need for them to play that card. Back to me. Another shepherd, so I'll get rid of the sundown. Keep that off to the side because you need to be able to count how many of those there are. They'll draw a card. They're going to just discard it. They'd like to get something other than wolves. My turn. I'm going to play the stampede on that player. The player must give up all their cards, and then they draw 3 new cards. So they're going to take all their cards, and I know they have winning condition cards, so that's good. So now they'll get 3 new cards. Any sundown cards that they have will go over here. And if they had a shepherd, they could defend against that, but they don't. So they'll get 3 new cards. All right, and now it's their turn. They drew this. Let me see what they have in their hand. Again, you wouldn't know what they had here. Ooh. Yeah, they're going to play that. They're going to play that. They're going to play that. All right, then it's my turn. I don't want to play that, so I'm going to discard my Shepherd. I'll keep that because I still need to get a Pasture. That player's turn. They're going to play this. And the game is now over, and I'll show you why they did that. So they have a Pasture, 2 Pastures, and the special sheep, which is the 99 plus 1, because God will leave the 99 to go find the 1 sheep that's lost. So this is a thematic sheep card. So they have 116 points to my 0 points because I don't have a Pasture. So that's why they wanted to hurry up and run these sundown cards out before I made them discard their cards to do all that thing. And that is how you play the Good Shepherd. Let's go to the top. See what I think about it. All right, well, that was the Good Shepherd. So let's talk about components because that's what I did in another video. So let's take a look at this one. Same box as the previous video for Parable Parade that I did from this company. It's so impossible getting this deck of cards into this box easily. It can be done. It just takes way longer than I need. I like, and I don't want to do it. So I'm not going to do it after this review. I'm going to chuck the box, just put these in something else. But yeah, I don't like that. This one, however, the cards on this one are amazing. I think these cards are really nice. I love the art. Simple. You can tell what it is. All the cards, the points are easy. You know, the Shepherd is great. And best part about these cards, they're all cut evenly. They can be shuffled nicely. Bridge, regular shuffle. I love it. Rulebook, same rulebook as the last game. Two sides, tells you what you're doing on your turn, how the game ends, and all that. No complaints there. So I really enjoy this game. I think this is a kid's game too, I'm pretty sure, because it's pretty basic, but it's fun. Like, you're just basically you're doing it's like a beginner hand management game. So you're keeping all these cards in your hand, and you're trying to adjust cards in your hand to score the most points before sundown, or whatever the cards are. What are they? Yeah, sundown. You're trying to score the most points in your hand before the appropriate number of sundown cards have been played. But you could get eaten by sheep. You could get a Stampede. You have to discard all your cards. You might have that 99 plus 1 card, which is terrible if you have to discard that. So if you have that card, you want to have a Shepherd to protect yourself. Yeah, it's random because you're just top decking off the deck. But it's enjoyable, and it's a good way to pass 15 minutes of time. So no complaints with this one. It's solid. If you, again, like I said in the last video, if you have a family, if you're a family and just want to play a game with your kids, you're looking for a game for some kids at church, that would be fun to play while you're waiting on other people to show up or waiting for them to finish a snack or something, I would check this one out. So that is the Good Shepherd from BibleGamesCentral.com. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and as always, keep gaming.